Welcome everybody to the SMF Wrestling 2.0 Draft. Let's put our hands together for the host of tonight's draft, the owner of SMF Wrestling, Mr. Fanlocks.
Yeah! Welcome everybody to SMF Wrestling 2.0! Yes! Thank you to our new ring announcer, Jeff Vance, for the introduction. I appreciate it. And it's finally the time we've all been waiting for. I know I've been waiting for this time. For a long time now, I've been waiting to take control of my show once again. And it feels so good to be back, and it feels so good to be hosting the show that I created when I was just 11 years old. 10 years later, I've seen this thing grow to what it is, and tonight, we're gonna start the next chapter, because we're gonna have a draft! Now, you know the rules of a draft. We're gonna select one superstar. We're gonna have 5 rounds of tonight's draft. The superstars we're gonna be selecting are gonna come from a few different categories. We have superstars from the original SMF Wrestling. And then we also have brand new superstars from SMF Wrestling 2.0 who have yet to make their debut and will be appearing for the first time. But enough talk. Let's get to the first round of tonight's draft. The first draft pick of SMF Wrestling 2.0 will be none other than the Long Island IC, Zack Ryder!
Zack Ryder has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
The former Blue Belt champion returns, or should I say, the first ever world champion! Zack Ryder is an SMF Wrestling veteran, but let's draft somebody completely new. Let's draft one of our brand new, never before seen superstars. Because the second ever draft pick of 2.0 will be the Ring General, Gunther!
Gunther has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
So, part of my job as returning back to my show after all these years is to right all the wrongs that our previous owner might have done in the past few years. So, our next draft pick, number 3, will come from the women's division. And we're going to give this woman superstar a second chance because her career ended in a very bad way under the previous management. So, returning to SMF Wrestling will be none other than Princess Peach!
Princess Peach has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
The former women's champion will have her revenge. Now, for draft pick number 4, we're going to get back into the new SMF Wrestling territory. We're going to draft a brand new superstar. Draft pick number 4 is Donkey Kong!
Donkey Kong has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
So the next draft pick number 5. The next draft pick will be a new superstar. His name is Kenny the Cat.
Kenny the Cat has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
A lot of potential there. A lot of potential. Now, for draft pick number 6, we're going to go back to the women's division. And we're going to bring in a woman superstar who has never been seen on SMF Wrestling before. So, draft pick number 6 will be, in the women's division, Lyra Valkyria!
Lyra Valkyria has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the final pick in the first round of draft picks. So, of course, we have to announce that our tag team division will be returning. And the first ever tag team drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0 will be the team of Wario and Waluigi!
Wario and Waluigi have been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0!
Round of applause for round 1 of the draft picks! Now, in between draft pick rounds, I know you guys have a lot of questions about SMF Wrestling 2.0. What's going to be different? What's going to be the same? So I'm going to attempt to answer some questions. So in terms of content, SMF Wrestling is not going anywhere. SMF Wrestling will continue with weekly episodes and monthly premium live events. Now, of course, we have been around for 10 years now. 2026 makes 10 years. So some of you guys grew up with the old SMF Wrestling, the pre-puberty fanlocks, when everything was goofy and off the walls, and, matches were kind of short. So, we're going to try to recapture the original formula. And not every single match will be long. Some matches will be short, because some people like shorter matches. But of course, the modern SMF Wrestling fans, they're used to the bangers, the 20-minute matches, the crazy false finishes. So, with 2.0, we're going to balance the best of all the worlds. Some matches will be short, some will be long. Some characters will be serious, some might be goofy, some might be scary. We're going to be a one-size-fits-all show. There's going to be something for everyone. Of course, you might not like every single thing on the card, but there's got to be at least something on our shows that you like. At least one thing, and that's what we're going to do. Now, with that out of the way, let's start round 2 of the draft. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to kick off the first draft pick of round 2. You know him and you hate him. The controversial Greg Heffley.
Greg Heffley has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Now, on the theme of continuing to right the wrongs of the previous administration, I want to give not just chances to new talent, but also want to give chances for old, legendary talent to redeem their SMF Wrestling careers. So with that, our second draft pick of round 2 will be the legendary luchador, Rey Mysterio!
Rey Mysterio has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Now let's go back to the women's division. We're going to draft a woman superstar who is brand new to SMF Wrestling. Our next draft pick, number 3 of round 2, will be the sassy Southern Belle, Lacey Evans!
Lacey Evans has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Now, the previous owners of SMF Wrestling, they had a lot of criticism because they didn't treat tag team wrestling very well. Well, we're going to change that here. We're going to revive tag team wrestling, and our next draft pick is from the tag team division. And this is brand new, never before seen superstars to SMF Wrestling. And these two, their whole motto is that they want to make tag team wrestling great again. So please welcome our next draft pick. They are the team of the Alabama Pillows.
The Alabama Pillows have been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
So, some of you love serious wrestling. Some of you love comedic wrestling. And then some of you love those crazy, outlandish, sometimes spooky characters. So, our next draft pick is a brand new wrestler, never before seen. This guy is crazy. He's off his rockers. The next draft pick of round 2 of SMF Wrestling 2.0 draft will be the brand new Ghost Roaster.
Ghost Roaster has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
This guy is ready to unleash upon the world. Now, SMF Wrestling 2.0's whole motto is that it's SMF Wrestling with a fresh coat of paint. So we're going to have brand new stars, and this next star is going to be one of our newest stars, full of potential. Our next draft pick will be a man named Nick Dean.
Nick Dean has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final pick of round 2 of tonight's draft, and there's been a lot of new superstars, so why don't we throw you guys a bone? Let's give you an old returning veteran, because the last draft pick of round 2 is the legendary Goldust.
Goldust has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
He is one of the oldest veterans in this business. We're glad to have him back. So as you know, each championship belt in this business is prestigious. And I'm going to announce tonight that the championship belts that will be in SMF 2.0 will be the same as you know them. Because they're just so prestigious, we can't replace them. So, the Blue Belt World Championship, the top prize in all of SMF Wrestling, it is currently vacant. And on the first episode of 2.0, we're going to have a ladder match to determine the winner of the first Blue Belt World Champion of the 2.0 era, continuing on the legacy of this prestigious prize. And of course, we will see the return of these prestigious Tag Team Championships. Now, while those iconic Tag Team and World Championship belts will stay the same, we will update one of our championships. For the great women's division, we have a brand new Women's World Championship. This will be called the Women's Blue Belt World Championship. And of course, we have a bunch of very talented, very new women's superstars that will be competing in a tournament to crown the first ever 2.0 Women's Champion. And it will continue on the original lineage of the original Women's Championship, of course. But these are your championships for now. Maybe there'll be more in the future. Maybe there won't be. You have to watch and find out. And you're going to have to continue to watch because round 3 of our draft starts right now. Now, to kick off round 3 of our draft here tonight, we're going to bring back a superstar who certainly did grab the brass ring last year. His career was cut short because of the old management. But we're going to give him another chance because the first pick of this round will be Montez Ford.
Montez Ford has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Now, we always need professionals in this business. We need veterans. And the next member of the women's roster is indeed one of the most experienced women's wrestlers in this business. Our next draft pick will be Natalya.
Natalya has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
We do love our veterans, but we have to look to the future. So our next superstar is a brand new superstar. Please welcome our next draft pick, Red M&M.
Red M&M has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
So entering our tag team division, our next draft pick will be Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, the Acclaimed.
The Acclaimed have been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Our next draft pick will be from the women's division. This is a woman who fought against the authority, that corrupt old management. She impressed me, so I'm going to give her a chance to continue her career. From the old SMF Wrestling, returning will be Rita.
Rita has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
This next draft pick will be a brand new, never-before-seen superstar. I found this guy on the dark web. He probably changed his name multiple times and moved to multiple different countries under new identities. He's a very dangerous man, but I'm willing to show him to the world. Our next draft pick, making his debut, will be Dr. Mead.
Dr. Mead has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
You guys have no idea what you're in for with that guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final pick of the third round. We've got 5 total rounds tonight. This is the final one of the third one. From the women's division, we're going to draft a very underrated wrestler from a long time ago. Well, we're going to bring her back and give her another chance. Please welcome, making her debut to SMF Wrestling, Eve Torres!
Eve Torres has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we take our brief intermission here, I'm going to announce the kind of shows we'll be producing. And I don't mean the matches or what kind of matches. I mean the actual names of the shows. Because, you know, we here at SMF Wrestling, we love to create new things. And we don't like to copy what we see on TV. So I am hereby announcing that the names of our premium live events will be our own original names. So get ready for some very, very confusing names. You're probably not going to get half the references because it's very, very inside jokes. But we're going to have complete fun with 2.0 because there was once a time when SMF Wrestling was about having fun, back when it first started. And then millions of people started to watch it. And it became about trying to prove that they're the best. Trying to prove that SMF Wrestling is better than everyone else. No! Enough of that. That sounds like something the old owner of SMF Wrestling would say. But as the true owner of SMF Wrestling, we're about having fun. Don't take it so seriously. I know sometimes you may want to take it seriously. But at the end of the day, we're just a funny, silly action figure show. And we want to have fun and put smiles on your faces because we know that this world can be very, very terrible. There's a lot of bad things that go on in this world. And we want SMF Wrestling to be an escape from reality. So, if you want to watch SMF Wrestling, expect to laugh, expect to have fun. And if you're here to try to take it seriously or grade it, then respectfully, get out of here! So as we start round 4 of the draft, one of our most memorable moments was when a certain superstar entered the greatest Royal Rumble, the first and only greatest Royal Rumble with 50 participants. This man entered at number 1 and lasted all 50 entrants, and he won the entire thing. And it's very, very goofy and something that for a long time we were ashamed of, but now we're going to bring this man back because the first round draft pick for round 4 is the returning Mojo Rawley.
Mojo Rawley has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
So, SMF Wrestling has been seen all around the world by people from many different countries. We've seen you guys comment that you speak multiple languages, so we're going to be experimenting the auto-dubbed language thing that YouTube has, and it might be wrong. So if you speak multiple languages, comment down below and tell us if the translation is just awful, because it might be awful. But speaking of trying to make SMF Wrestling go global, we're going to draft a superstar from Japan. She is a brand new, never before seen wrestler. She is from Japan. Her name is Nana Bear. You are drafted.
Nana Bear has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Of course, we are definitely going global indeed because our next superstar is from Australia. The next draft pick is Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
We're going to take over the world because our next superstar comes from Scotland. Our next women's draft pick will be Piper Niven.
Piper Niven has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Now, this is a name that I thought had potential to bring back. He's a veteran. Please welcome our next draft pick, Rhino.
Rhino has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Speaking of veterans, and speaking of SMF Wrestling creations, we love to create our own unique things, and this is one of our original tag teams. They're a veteran tag team. Most of you guys know these guys. Some of you love them, some of you hate them, but we're going to give them one more shot to come back to SMF Wrestling. Our next tag team drafted will be Brian Kendrick and Toucan, Man with the toucan!
And with the toucan have been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final pick of the 4th round in the draft picks. There's a 5th round, and that's it. So we had to go out with the bang on this 4th round. This man is going to continue on this world tour little theme we got going on because he is from Nigeria. He is the largest superstar ever in SMF Wrestling, making his return. The Giant, Omos.
Omos has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Omos will be our special attraction. He'll show up on special occasions. When you see this man, you know you're in for a treat. So when it comes to superstars like Omos, they're only going to be seen on special occasions. Now, just because a certain wrestler does not appear on every single episode does not mean that they're jobbers and does not mean that they've been buried. There's a lot of talent out there, and we can only bring in so many superstars. But we do promise that every single superstar you see drafted will eventually get their time in the spotlight. But just know that business is business, pal. But one thing I'd like to mention, and since this is our last intermission together here today, I want to mention that SMF Wrestling is only made relevant because of you guys. The most legendary superstar, Ferb. You guys all know him. Ferb was originally supposed to be a comedy jobber when SMF first started. Ferb lost all of his matches until you, the fans, you came in and you commented supporting Ferb. You all love Ferb. And it forced us to push Ferb to the top and make him the Hall of Famer wrestler that he is today. And I want to let you guys know that your voice does matter. Don't think that it doesn't matter. Any one of these stars, as long as they're on the roster, any one of these stars that have been drafted, if you like them and you want to see them be pushed and be champion, you can use your voice. Leave a comment. It's absolutely free. And tell us which one of these superstars is your favorite. Comment down below. Who has been your favorite draft pick and who do you want to see have matches and who do you want to see have promos and who do you want to see take the spotlight and grab the brass ring and become the next SMF Wrestling Hall of Fame level talent. Now, posting comments is free, and we love comments, but what if there was something else for super fans of SMF Wrestling? Fans that might have a little extra change to spare and dedicate to the show. Well, we're announcing SMF Wrestling now has channel memberships. And speaking of comments, for as little as 99 cents per month, you can get special badges by your name and use special emojis. And these comments will be prioritized. They'll be hearted. They'll be read by us here at SMF Wrestling. So as little as $1 a month, you can have priority comments and you can comment and tell us what superstars you want to be pushed. The moment you signed up, you get the SMF Wrestling Bronze Membership Championship. And if you stay continuing your membership for 6 months, you win the Silver Championship for the memberships. And if you stay a member of the SMF Wrestling Fan Club for over a year, you win the ultimate prize, the Golden Championship Belt Badge. Now let's say you're a super fan of SMF Wrestling and you want to give us even more money. Well, we're going to announce that the next tier of the memberships will be $9.99 per month. And you will get a guaranteed shout out from the SMF Wrestling superstar of your choosing. So, if you're subscribed for 5 months, you get 5 different shout outs. And you can choose a new superstar anytime you want. And you might also get some secret backstage behind the scenes videos as well. And be sure to read the fine print, okay? It has to be a superstar on the roster. You can't ask for no crazy superstars that we don't have here, because it has to be one of our superstars. But let's say that you're even crazier, and you watched this draft, and a certain superstar that you wanted to see draft unfortunately did not get drafted. Well, you could subscribe to the 3rd tier for $50 a month. You have the power to bring back any old SMF Wrestling superstar, as long as they've appeared in at least one episode of either SMF Wrestling or SPW. You have the power to bring back any star. And of course, you can cancel your membership at any time. But if you decide to stay subscribed to this tier, you get a new superstar every single month that you are subscribed. So if you stay subscribed for about 5 months, then you can bring back 5 brand new superstars, and they'll be in 1 match per month. So if you pay for 1 month, that's 1 match. Pay for 2 months, that's 2 matches from your selected superstar. And of course, read the fine print. But wait, there's more. Let's say that you are the biggest SMF Wrestling fan in the whole wide world, and you want to change the future of this company. Well, our top tier is for $100 a month. And I know that may sound like a lot, so I don't expect many people to actually do this. But if you do this, this is what you get. You can sign a brand new superstar. Anybody you want. It can be literally anybody as long as they have an action figure that's affordable. Read the fine print. But you can sign any superstar you want as long as they're available. And of course, you get all the stuff below. You can cancel anytime. And of course, if you stay subscribed to this tier, then you get 1 new star every month that you're subscribed. So if you subscribe for 5 months, you can sign 5 brand new superstars to SMF Wrestling. We want to make sure that you get your money's worth. But enough about our memberships. Let's continue on. This is round 5 of the draft. This is the final round. And we have a big surprise at the end. So, the first pick of round 5 is a returning SMF Wrestling veteran. Please welcome, drafted, is Evan Anderholm.
Evan Anderholm has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Next up in round 5, this will be our final member of the tag team division. So next drafted will be the tag team of Pretty Deadly.
Pretty Deadly have been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
The next draft pick, a brand new superstar. Please welcome the next draft pick, Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
The next draft pick, making his grand return to SMF Wrestling, somebody who's very underrated. We're going to give him another chance. Please welcome the next draft pick, Sid.
Sid has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
So, somebody told me that if I can't book Eric Young on my television show, then I fail as a leader. So next draft pick will be Eric Young.
Eric Young has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the final pick of the entire draft. And man, it has been an honor to come back. I never thought I would be back in this ring making content for you people, but the fact that I'm still here is thanks to all of you. You're the reason that I'm still here in this ring making this show. And I want to give you guys something special. I want to give you guys a legendary superstar. An all-around Hall of Fame legend. One of the greatest to ever do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as our last superstar will be a special attraction. Just like Omos. This superstar will only show up on special occasions. Because he's so legendary. Please welcome the final draft pick of the entire draft. We are drafting a very legendary man. And his name is John Cena.
Super Cena has been drafted to SMF Wrestling 2.0.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the draft. Next episode will be SMF Wrestling 2.0, Episode 1. The main event will be a ladder match for the vacant Blue Belt World Championship. I'll see you all there. Thank you guys. We're back. Yeah! We're back. Love you guys.
Hey man, where's my draft pick, man? Huh? Hey, Mr. Fanlock, man, I done called you, baby. Where's my draft pick?
Sorry, pal. Draft's over. Yeah, we're back. We're back, baby. Yeah.
That's a bullshit.